Yes, people. We're back. We're live again, and we're talking Liverpool transfers. We are talking Fabrizio Romano confirms advanced talks for Frimpong. LFC wants a proven striker, and Dean Huijsen update. We'll be discussing all of that in today's live stream. So make sure you are subscribing, you are smashing the likes on the channel, and let's dive all into it. Let me just pull up the page of Frimpong. So, Fabrizio, Manlak. Let me just check. Let's pull this up. So, negotiations are underway between Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen for Jeremy Frimpong, with the clubs discussing payment terms and the structure of the £35 million release clause. My thoughts and feelings is get the deal done. Say what you like about Frimpong as a player or whatever, but in terms of the structure payments that can be made from this deal, is literally Liverpool can pay what £7 million a year to get this deal over the line. This is a deal where we have to get it done. We have to get it done. There's still a player, in my opinion, in the right back market that can compete with what Trent Alexander-Arnold can do going forward. Now, you can say what you like about him defensively, but going forward, there is some qualities there that I like, and that is a fact. And obviously, there's also a couple of other things he did put out. Man like Fabrizio. So he also obviously retweeted that. Also, the Dutch wingback has 74 GA in 119 games for Leverkusen. There's a reported release clause. So obviously, Liverpool are advancing in talks to sign Jeremy Frimpong after contract reported last week. Understand LFC approached by Leverkusen of a £35 million release clause structure. Also, talks also underway on the player side with Frimpong keen on joining Liverpool. So he is keen on joining Liverpool as well, which I think is absolutely massive. I'm surprised there's not more competition, in my opinion. I actually genuinely thought there'd be more competition, maybe from like the Man Uniteds, your Man Cities, or your Arsenals, just other clubs really heavily interested, because it's not like we're signing some absolute bum. No one's he's like, do you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely thought competition would be a lot more higher for Frimpong, but obviously it is what it is. And look, my overall thoughts. I did a video yesterday. Look, going forward, I feel like there is a player there. And the reason why I see Liverpool getting this deal really done, I think there's a couple of reasons why Liverpool want Frimpong. One, I think Chiesa is going to leave. Now, the reason why I'm linking these two together is because Frimpong can play right back, right mid, right wing, and right wing back. Basically, anywhere on the right. Anywhere on the right. Also, people, make sure you are subscribing. You're smashing the like button on the live stream. Helps push the stream out to more people. And also, because if Keys is going to leave, at least we know with Frimpong, his attacking traits and qualities that he offers. So let's say, for example, we want to rest Mohamed Salah for a game or two against, I don't know, a Southampton. We can very much easily go and put Frimpong in on the right. It's quite obvious that Arne Slot does not fancy Federico Chiesa. He doesn't see him in his plans or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons why I do genuinely believe Frimpong will come to Liverpool. 2, we obviously need a right back, and because Conor Bradley's the more sounded right back in terms of defensive and going forward, I think Liverpool want an out and out gunman right wing back that could go anywhere on the right and have more of a more sounded right back in Conor Bradley. Um, yo, bro, yo, bro, I subscribe. I do YouTube. Big up yourself, bro. You do YouTube, mate. But that's one of the reasons why I think Liverpool will get this deal done, because I think people are underlining that we obviously do have Conor Bradley and he does have injury problems. It's as simple as that. And Liverpool want to manage his minutes more. So Frimpong is going to get minutes. So for 35 million and all the things I've just listed, one, he could potentially replace Federico Chiesa. He can do a job off that right wing role where Mohamed Salah needs to be rested. For 35 million, there's all of that. Who's to say that Arne Slot could potentially change a couple of things in his tactics? Maybe change formation or two, because we know Frimpong's not just a right back. I've seen a couple of people question, obviously, if we are going to go and get Kirkes, we're going to get Frimpong. Oh my God, our fullbacks are going to be flying forward. Canate and Virgil, Virgil's getting older. Canate, what his legs are made of, cheese. So people are automatically thinking that Arne Slot's going to be stupid, send his fullbacks completely flying forward, leave an injury-prone centre-back at the back, and a 34-year-old centre-back to help out in the defence, also with no DM. I've seen people question that Arne Slot is very clever in his tactics. He's not a stupid manager where he's just going to absolutely gun-ho. This isn't Jurgen Klopp football anymore. This is a lot more, possession-based, killing with the passes, etc. We've seen how Liverpool have been playing all season. Do you know what I mean? So, people are thinking that, again, if this was Jurgen Klopp, I would hear it more, because we also, what you prime Jurgen Klopp teams was Robertson and Frimpong bombing forward, high line, gun-ho, everything's all out in the open. Do you know what I mean? So I think people need to relax a bit more and trust in Arne. And again, name me a right back that most people would take. I know I've seen a few people say Vanderson. The right back market is very dead. There's not many right backs that are brilliant going forward and brilliant defensively. So it's either you pick one that's very good defensively, one going very good going forward, or you kind of meet in the middle. And it's obviously Liverpool have gone for the more attacking right back Frimpong. And I just don't think you can really complain at this deal. For 35 million, people were all giving Frimpong credit, was all giving Grimaldo credit, was watching Bayer Leverkusen last season, how good they was going forward. So it's not like we're signing some hipster right back that isn't good, that's just bang average. This is one of the best right wing backs in the world over the past 2 seasons, and that is a fact if you watch Bayer Leverkusen. It's going to be really interesting to see how Slot does put him in his system. I'm really, really intrigued, because is he going to tweak things? Could he potentially go 3 at the back? I've seen a couple of people say potentially 3 at the back, with Huijsen potentially coming in. Look, we're going to speak on Huijsen later, what my opinions are on Huijsen and how we're going to kind of fit him in. But on the Frimpong stuff, for 35 million, for 7 million a year, you can't really go wrong. And with the many options that he has, like I said, with the potential Salah backup, he could potentially offer what he's going forward in terms of what obviously Trent has going forward. Frimpong could potentially replace some of that. So in an overall deal, I don't think you can really complain about the package. For 35 million, you genuinely can't go wrong. When did Liverpool and Michael Edwards go wrong with transfers? Darwin Núñez in recent times, let's say every 10 signings, normally 8, 9 go really well for Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm not as stressed about the transfer window and who we sign, because I trust Michael Edwards and his talent ID, and I trust Arne Slot in the team, because why shouldn't I trust them? You know, in previous years with that regime, you know, it's worked. So there's no reason for me to not trust who Liverpool bring in. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm fairly relaxed on the situation. But obviously, yeah, that is the news on Frimpong, that we are advancing talks for him. And it's looking like Frimpong and Gerkes, in my opinion, are going to be the first two signings to come through the door and join the club. Which is very good, man, because obviously, look, we need a left back and we need a full back. So Liverpool are getting those two areas boxed off, because in my opinion, we'll speak about the striker role in a minute. I think that's a lot more difficult to get done in terms of the names that we want, in my opinion. That's why Liverpool are getting the deals of your Kirkes, your Frimpong's probably done boxed off early because they're really easy to do. So, yes. Right, let's pull up the tab that I saw about Liverpool wanting a striker. So let's dive into that. Let me pull it up. I think it was Dave O'Copper released the piece. Yeah, one second. Right, we're back. So yeah, let's pull up this piece here. I think I'm back. Right, so David Kopp obviously released a bit this morning. Liverpool are planning on bringing in a proven goal-scoring forward in the summer. Darwin Núñez is set to depart, and don't be surprised if Jota and Diaz leave. Also, Arne Slot is planning a major overhaul. My thoughts on this is, look, Liverpool need a proven goal scorer. It's as simple as that. I don't want to see us sign potential project strikers like I've seen, like your Sesco's, for example, that Liverpool have been linked with. I want Liverpool to go and sign a player of the caliber of a Gyökeres. Go and sign me a Rodrigo, who could potentially leave Real Madrid this summer. Test the water. Test the waters for Alexander Isak. You know, we didn't spend any money last summer. We won the league, so we've made a lot of money. Arne Slot was coming in his first season and won the Premier League title. So why not reward him with a good summer of backing? Do you know what I mean? So all the rumours are that Liverpool are probably going to go and get a big named striker. In my opinion, the dream is Isak. Second, it will be Gyökeres for the price of 60 million. You can't go wrong. You know, we've all watched him, bits in the league. We've all watched him in the Champions League and what he's done for Sporting Lisbon. And I think he would suit Liverpool, just like he would suit many other clubs. But look, there's competition there. It's on cheap wages, so it's not on personal terms. It's not really going to be a difficult deal to get across. But my worry is, right, so obviously he's mentioned Darwin Núñez is obviously set to depart, and also Jota and also Diaz. The rumours are that Diaz could potentially be getting a new contract. I've seen rumours about Diaz potentially getting a new deal. Let's not forget he's on 55k a week. He's coming into the prime of his career, 28 years old. He's 100% going to want that massive wage increase now, because he could potentially be going to Barcelona, like he's been rumoured in the past. He could potentially be going to like a sport, not Saudi Arabia. So where they're going to be paying him big chunks of money. So there's a big question around Diaz now, and I think his contract's up in 2027. So he's only got 2 years left. So in my opinion, this summer, Liverpool have to make a decision whether we're going to either sell Diaz or give him a new deal and keep him on. So there's big question marks around him, with Jota as well. The things with Jota I want to talk about, I actually don't think his injury record's been bad this season, because in the past couple of months and weeks, he's actually been fit. He's just playing like he's stuck in quicksand. So there's a question where, do you give Jota another season? Because he's not going to be the main starter if Liverpool are going to bring in a big proven goal scorer. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do with Jota. So for all the reports, again, if Keita's leave, that's one of the attackers gone. Darwin Núñez is gone. I reckon that's easily 70 million in the bank to go and spend on a striker. And then if Diaz leaves, you go and get a left winger. I think that's probably what the circumstances are probably going to be. Jordan confirming he watched the Frimpong of the Bundesliga. You'll have to let me know, mate, what you actually think of him. Do you think he would do well at Liverpool? But the question is, so if Diaz wants to leave, who do we go and get a left wing? Do we go and get a Rodrigo, who we've been linked to in the past couple of days? Liverpool have always liked Rodrigo. There's rumours, strong rumours of him potentially leaving Real Madrid. Let me actually find it. I think it was on Transfer News Live. I saw it. So yeah, here's another link. Yeah, Luis Diaz has pledged his future to Liverpool despite having previously been linked with Barcelona. Let me find this thing about Rodrigo that I saw. So now the marker, who's actually been reporting the Trent Alexander-Arnold news all season. Let's not forget this. So you can't diss the source that much. Breaking, Rodrigo reportedly refused to play in the Clásico on the weekend and would like to leave Real Madrid. The Brazilian feels is in the shadow of Bellingham and Mbappe. He feels like he's not being valued and has been confined to his home for the past few days, upset by his situation. I compared the Rodrigo thing to the Neymar thing a couple of years. How Neymar left Paris Saint-Germain. He left Paris Saint-Germain because he wanted to be the main man at another football club. He didn't want to be in the shadows of Luis Suarez and Messi. Rightly so, because he felt like he was good enough to be the main man in a team and try and win Ballon d'Ors. Now, I'm not saying Rodrigo's going to try and do that to go and win Ballon d'Ors. I'm not saying that. I reckon he has the mindset where he wants to be that main guy. He is not going to be the main guy, not only in the attack, but at Real Madrid. Now, he's not going to join another La Liga club. Where would he go? Arsenal? Liverpool? Manchester City? I think they're the clubs in the Premier League that you'll go to. I don't think he goes to anywhere else. Anywhere else? Could he go to PSG? Probably not. You look at they've got a good thing going with their attack right now with Kvaratskhelia, Doué and Dembele and Bradley Barcola. So he's not going to go to Paris Saint-Germain. Could he potentially go to Bayern Munich? But then is he going to be man there? You got Elise banging in form this season. You got Harry Kane. So I think it's one of the three Premier League clubs if he's going to leave, in my opinion. Manchester City, Arsenal, or Liverpool. I've seen reports that Arsenal and Liverpool have had an interest in Rodrigo. So the question is, could that be a player that Liverpool could choose to replace Luis Diaz if he is going to potentially leave? Same with Jota. Look, my ideal front three, the dream front three, and I've said it for months. I would love Salah, Isak, Rodrigo. Is that going to happen? No. Do I see Liverpool spending 200 million on two players? No. So it's going to be interesting. I know I saw a report last week about Nico Williams at Liverpool, which God forbid, please no. In my opinion, he's the La Liga Saint Maximum, and I'm just going to leave my opinion there on him. But that is the news. Obviously, Liverpool wants a forward as well. So, yeah. People will diss Rodrigo's numbers this season, but I feel like if he was to have that main... But by the way, Rodrigo's actually playing out of position. He's naturally a left winger. He's not a right winger. He's never going to have that left wing role because of Vinny Jr. And you look at the other players that are ahead of him in terms of becoming the main man at Madrid. Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinny Jr., Valverde. Like, come on. Trent Alexander-Arnold's obviously just joined the football club, so as well. He's never going to be that main guy. If he was to go to an Arsenal, he probably would. Manchester City, you got Haaland there, obviously, but he would be one of the two. If he was to go to Liverpool, he would definitely be the future of the main guy of the attack, because Salah's obviously going to leave in the next 2 years. We know that after signing his contract. And, you obviously look at the other players in the attack. Liverpool are going to make a lot of money this summer in the attack. Let's be real honest. Is Ben Doak going to stay? That's another question. If he doesn't, that's £30 million, I reckon, in Liverpool's pocket. He's in a very good season on loan at Middlesbrough. So if you look at Darwin Núñez, 70 million, 60 million to Saudi. Chiesa, you probably make even on him. That's another 10 million. Ben Doak, I reckon you get 20 to 30. Diaz, if he leaves, that's another 50. And then maybe you keep a Jota. That's well over 200 million to go and reinvest in that attack. But then at that point, you probably need to go and get 3 players instead of 2. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. But we also wanted to talk about the Dean Huijsen stuff. Let me pull the Dean Huijsen stuff up. So let me pull this up. So yeah, Florian Plettenberg. Understand that Arsenal and Liverpool are currently in pole position for Dean Huijsen. A decision is expected soon. Real Madrid remain keen on him. A move to Bayern appears unlikely at this stage as time is not on their side. To sign Huijsen, Bayern would need to make some sales, which haven't happened yet. That's why their full focus is currently on Jonathan Tah, who is available as a free agent. Huijsen, 50 million release clause, can be paid in 3 installments, as previously revealed. So it looks like Liverpool are still the front runners for Huijsen alongside Arsenal. It's interesting with the Arsenal situation because you've got Gabriel and Saliba. You've got Timber that can play there. Is Huijsen really going to go there and just become solidarily backup? At least with Liverpool, you potentially replacing Virgil van Dijk in 2 years. Konate, with his injury problems that we've seen, he's going to get minutes. Joe Gomez is probably going to leave, so he's definitely going to be in that third choice. But I reckon the reason why he's probably potentially linked heavily to Arsenal is that we did see big rumours in January about to Saudi Arabia. Could Saudi Arabia be coming back in heavily for Gabriel? And Arsenal are thinking, look, if we sell you for nearly 100 million, we can go and get Huijsen for half the price, and he's one of those centre-backs for the next big 5 years again. And you've made big money on Gabriel. So that's my thinking and reasoning behind the Arsenal links as opposed to a Liverpool. I know there was links to Chelsea. I think if you're him, Liverpool's the best move. But if you want the most minutes, you go to Chelsea. He goes to Chelsea, he's automatically their best centre back. He automatically starts in that back four for Chelsea. So it's going to be interesting to see who he. I think it comes down to who he picks, because 50 million release clause. It looks like Liverpool and Arsenal are probably willing to be paying it. I think it's just going to come down to who Dean Huijsen prefers to go to. I think if Real Madrid come in, he picks Real Madrid. If it's a Premier League move, I reckon he picks Liverpool, just due to the fact of what I've just said about Virgil van Dijk and Canate, and you're going to a team that's just won the Premier League title. You know, so it's going to be really, really interesting, and I can't wait to see what is going to be happening with the transfer saga, this one of Dean Huijsen this summer. So we've gone through the Dean Huijsen news, we've gone through the Frimpong news, and we've gone through Liverpool needed a striker. Look, real quickly, it looks like Liverpool are going to be ambitious this summer. You know, we've been let down as fans in the past couple of years. You know, Liverpool not doing the business that they need to. And it's looking like they're going to be doing that, which is really, really good, man. And I'm so happy to see that we could actually get a summer that we deserve. Go and get a centre-back. Go and get a right-back. Go and get a left-back. Go and get a striker. A proven goal scorer as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not going to be a Sesko or a type of player like that. That is the ultimate dream here. But make sure you are smashing the likes, you're subscribing to the channel to keep up to date with the latest Liverpool news and just football news in general. Let me know down in the comments down below who you think Huijsen will go to. Is Frimpong a good signing? And who should Liverpool go and sign up front to go and get that striker left wing role? It's going to be certainly interesting. Big up to everyone that is watched or is watching on the play back. But yeah, until then, we're going to be I think I'm going to release a video later, probably speaking about the striker situation, so keep an eye out potentially for that. So yeah, until then, smash up them likes, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, it's going to be a really interesting summer. What is going to be happening with the Reds? But until then, take care, goodbye.